Like 9:50. I think once you get rolling, if
And that's the thing, I don't want to have like this hard class, like I have maybe when I have like have my stepdaughter, she's like, if I were you, because she's already done AP1. You know, she's done psychology, she's done something else. She's like, okay, when you do this, take this class with it because this isn't so hard, but this is really hard.
Hello. Welcome. We have new faces today. We're growing and adding and deleting and we'll start with soft snaps for completing week 2. It is Friday. And we made it. We'll go to the full range of wave, snap, claps a little later. So we're going to start because we have new faces and just to get the ball rolling. If we can just go around the room. The room looks a little different today and you'll see why in just a minute. But if you can just give us your name, your major, where you are from in terms of region, and it's chopped off, so I'm moving this up. What you're most proud of this week. We've heard a lot of things already this morning. There were high fives going on and just throughout the week. But so if you can just let us know your name, your major, where you're from, and what you're most proud of this week. Good? Comfortable? And do we have a person who's brave and willing to start? Awesome. Thank you.
My name is Ashley. My major is mental health, and I'm from Detroit. So not too bad, about 35, 40 minutes away. And I'm most proud of, I don't know, making it through the first week.
Yeah.
A long time.
Yes. Wonderful.
I'm Joy Hideshi. I'm majoring in sustainable ag. I'm from Union, so I got a little bit of a haul. Most proud of this week, I'm still alive.
Yeah.
Right on. This is the eye contact. Oh my gosh. I got you, Kylie.
Currently, I'm going for the physical therapy assistant program. I'm from Heartland, and what I'm most proud of is I have a job in the
Ooh, sweet. Can you disclose where, or you want to?
at Woodland.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know it's one of our students working.
Yeah, beautiful. Good luck. We'll be sending you.
I'm Erin. I'm traveling for Romney. I'm from Northampton, and I'm most proud to see. Not quitting yet.
Right on. And thank you to that table. Now we're going first.
another brave pod.
Yeah, another pod.
My name is Annette Campbell.
You're battling for the.
I am majoring while tracking in medical assisting. I am from China, Maine, and I am proud that I have survived my second week of school and doing okay.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Sandy Jarvis, and I major in early childhood education, and I'm from Smithfield, and I'm proud because I got a 100 on my first assignment in early childhood education.
All right. Woo. Excellent.
I'm Hester. I'm from, Oakland. And I'm proud because I got my first cut in culinary class and I survived it.
You got it out of the way.
Uh-huh.
You didn't lose a digit.
No, it was good. All good.
It's a good one.
I'm Melissa, majoring in health information management. I'm from Thorndike, and I'm most proud that I got 102 on my A&P exam.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yes.
Congratulations.
That is awesome.
102.
I'm so excited for you.
It's for real.
I love the bonus points.
So Annie.
Yeah.
Yes, I actually
I'm from Northampton, and I major in early childhood education. And I'm still here.
I'm Pam, and I'm making a early childhood
education. And probably in the next semester, last semester I passed the A and A
All right.
Good, come on. Well,
Lucas, I am in the early childhood education from South China, and I'm most proud of this week is
yeah.
My name is Ron Liberty. In general science and nursing track. I'm from Benton, just across the river, so really no commute whatsoever at either campus. And I had a delay in my class that I had in the summer semester, but I still got 90 on the final.
All right. Congratulations, Ron.
Yeah,
Thanks.
And he's got his lab this afternoon to the kick.
Wow.
I'm Anthony Mitchell, Tony, and
I'm Tony. So.
These two haven't met yet.
No, I don't. If we have met it. My name is Anthony Mitchell. I'm a radiology major. I'm from my mom, but I live at Jay. So you gotta have a wise guy. And don't lock me up, but what I'm most proud of is I met a person in me I hadn't met before.
All right.
So you mentioned how people might be able to work with that.
Wow. Cool.
I think we
Some
should.
self-discovery, huh?
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Nick Rumko. I'm a learning specialist in our TRIO program. And I am most proud of watching students discover all of these things inside themselves, even in week 2. You know, pushing through bookstore challenges or video challenges or getting to class or all those things. And just watching it happen. Sometimes it comes with tears or sometimes it comes with frustrations one how, but to watch people push past it every time and get to the other side. So that, I'm definitely most proud of that.
I'm Lisa Black, and I'm the director of the program. I'm from Bangor, and let's see. This week. I'm really proud of my staff because it's been a challenging summer, and the last few weeks have been. We keep joking that we're like the Weebles, like Weebles wobble, but we don't fall down. Like we just keep like standing back up. So I'm really proud of all of us, and I'm proud of you guys too, just for all the things that you've disclosed. So yeah.
I'm Landy Wright. I'm also a learning specialist for the TRIO program. I'm the math and science learning specialist. I'm from Waterville. I have so many things that I'm proud of this week. It's really hard for me to, I've been so, and it's all about you all. I'm so proud of all of you. So many of you have already started seeking out the help that you need, either from me or from another TRIO staff. And quite often that's not the case early in the semester. Sometimes it's like pulling teeth to get our new students to come in and get the help. But I've been I told Lisa last Friday after class, I said, my heart is full.
Yeah.
Because I just was so proud of all of you. And then I do have to say that after class last week, when some of you came downstairs for tutoring for math, and I saw you, first of all, coming to get the help, but then helping each other, I'm just so happy, so proud of all of you.
My name is Flavia Oliveira, and I am from Waterville, and my major is liberal arts, which I complete in December. Woo! And my most proud of moment is actually being in this space, because as a graduate, I'm also growing. And this for my self-esteem and for my self-growth to facilitate in a class, this is definitely one of my proudest moments, is being here on Friday morning.
Yeah.
We love that.
Yes, we're so happy you're here. Michelle, I'm going to bring this.
Want me to swing over to Mitchell for a moment to at least introduce yourself, and then I'll wrap up. How about that?
So Mitchell, for the people who are new, we're doing name, major, where are you from, and what are you most proud of this week?
I put you on the spot.
Yeah, I knew I was going to run that. I was taking care of mom. She's
born in Boston, raised in New Hampshire, and I came up here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What are your most proud of moments? I have a goal in my life.
Yeah. We're here to witness it. What is this goal?
I was looking around because I want to own, I want to make my own house.
Yep.
So I need a piece of land, and I found a piece of land. It's 107 acres, for 150,000. So I'm like, that should be my life goal. I'm gonna save up the money, get the land, and then the second part would be building the house on it.
Wow.
Cool.
I mean, that's our goal.
That's a goal.
Very cool. Yeah. So Mitchell will be passing a cup around later if you want to donate. $150,000.
GoFundMe
Yeah,
page.
GoFundMe. Awesome. Thank you. We have a logo. Unless it's coming.
So I think we're done with the last minute arrivals. Maybe Joan is running a little bit later. Good morning, I'm Michelle Bardsley. I have the benefit of meeting with each and every one of you, so I feel extra special for that reason there. I am the coordinator for the intakes for TRIO. I get the benefit of working with these lovely folks as well as all of you. I'm from Oakland, but not originally. I grew up in Portland, lived in a variety of states, called Rhode Island my home for a little bit, and then got the opportunity to transfer back to my home state, just a different section of it. I am really proud to be a part of this awesome group, which includes all of you newbies, as well as continuing students as well. It's been really, my heart also is very full. It's a very hectic time in the academic calendar, but there's these moments where folks that are just about ready to finish up with us have been stopping by and just checking in, grabbing a planner, and things like that, and sharing their goals and their work opportunities and all. And I'm constantly reminded how fortunate I am to be able to do a job that I love, and I'm able to have a roof over my head and food in my belly. That's all good stuff. And I'm really thrilled to have all these folks taking time out of their Friday mornings, not getting to sleep in late, to come and join us. I think we've got a lot of fun activities today, and I'm excited to get started.
Come on in. How are you?
Pretty good.
Good.
I have a sign issue.
Hello.
Do we want to start how we always start?
Sure.
All right.
All right, so yes, let's do it right now.
Beautiful.
So, what he's referring to, the people who were here last
Come on
week,
over, Ethan.
who have been here with us in Summer Push, know our wave snaps claps.
Yep.
So we like to start that as a way to kind of get the blood pumping, to sort of get you kind of like out of whatever, because it's a little bit silly. So it's like whatever you like we're coming from, if it's serious or stressful, it's a way to kind of like get you present in here and just sort of be like, okay, we're gonna step out of our comfort zones and just kind of do something new.
Yeah.
Get the
So,
blood flowing.
Right.
yeah.
To leave that week, the week that was there,
Right.
and start moving forward. with the
Yeah.
way. Beautiful. So can we have this side? We have some veteran waivers here. Would you be willing to start? We can kind of work our way here. So we'll start with the wave. And Tony's from the Seattle area, so we're the origin of the wave. Can you show us what the wave might look like?
And then you follow it. And I just
Okay.
wanted to remind everyone too that if you ever need to take a bathroom break or anything like that, feel free to get up at any time. So, okay.
Beautiful.
All right.
Come on in, Shay.
Yay, Shay! Come on in.
Shay.
Shay, we're about to wave. Snap, clap. So you
Happy
can,
to
yes.
hear.
And then you can introduce
I
us.
was like, I'm so not used to the campus.
We're
Well,
glad
we're
you're
glad
here.
you made it,
Glad
Shay.
Look at the gang is all here.
Joan
So-
made it too,
Yes.
yay!
Where would you like me?
Anywhere you
Okay.
want, one of these tables.
Okay.
So Tony, can you give us a quick demo of what the wave might look like?
No.
Yeah. Remember Tony was saying he was a new hymn, but just a quick demo of what a wave might look like. Boom. All right. So we're gonna start at this table and work our way. You can do a little wave, you can kind of do a finger wave, or you can do the full-on Tony wave, whatever you want to dive in. Or you can just wave in your mind as the table goes. So we'll start here. We'll wave around. After we wave, we snap. And these all came from students who have gone through our program. And actually, this one came from Lisa Black. She had a response to a student presentation, and she snapped.
It was not quite like that, but that was.
Yeah, it was. Well, anyways,
Student was-
we'll tell more later. And then we finish with a kind of like an exclamation point, which focuses in on the day. And then we're going to dive right into some activities. So we're going to go wave and snap, however you. And then all of the
I
good
think
clap.
we should just follow all that up with the YMCA.
Yeah. That's really what we're
It's gonna be a full-on dance.
I like where you're taking us, Ron, I really do.
Ron's already innovating.
Ron, don't add another thing.
Yeah.
It's gonna take us 10 minutes to get through it.
So
we'll do it a spiral, like this, and then a
Oh
regular-
yeah, I like
like
that.
that. Yeah.
And then finishing with Michelle Barnes.
Okay, so finishing with me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it'll be them and then us.
Beautiful.
Wonderful.
Very good.
I like it.
Ready?
So we're ready.
All right. Woo!
Going through. Shake. Back around. Tony. Whoa! And then close your eyes. Big one. Cam got it. Nice. We also had a student who would get goosebumps when everything awesome happened. So he,
And then Annette had.
and then Annette had the. And then we can do this. We kind of
We're in
build.
trouble.
Yeah, cool. So for the sake of time, now that we're all warmed up, our theme for today is time management, and we want to be mindful of the time that we have. So we're going to start with a time management exercise. We're going speed dating, okay? So I'm going to give you a prompt, and what I want you to do is, if everyone can get up and line themselves up in these seats right here. We are not playing musical chairs. Someone asked that earlier. Yep. Make sure you're sitting across from someone. Sorry. We're gonna
And
go.
if we need more chairs, just.
If we need more chairs, yeah, we can
Let
add,
everybody
we
get
can add this
huddled
way.
in.
All right. All right.
See, at this point, I'd be like, did I brush my teeth? Did I shower? How am I smelling? Yep.
So,
We have an audit.
how about Lucas
Really
and
fine for
some
you.
flowers?
Yeah.
So
Beautiful.
you're going to-
What's your program?
Oh, not yet. They're already speed dating. Beautiful. So here's the prompt. So once again, time management is our theme today. And just to show you the mechanics of this row is going to be my moving row. So we're going to go 30-second intervals. So the first time, 15 seconds. I'm sorry. We're going to go 15-second intervals, we'll start in just a second. After the first round, Tony, you're going to get up and you're going to move down and replace Joy leading. Everyone else here is going to bump. So then you'll have a new person in front of you. Tony, are you up for that challenge? You will go bump in just a minute. Don't trip on these legs of these chairs. We want to make sure your path is safe. And you don't have to run back there. We'll do it smooth.
My feet are good today.
All right, good. So we're gonna do rounds. Now here is the question. Here is the prompt. And we want you to talk to the person across from you and answer this piece right here. I'm looking it up on the board. The drum roll. Right here. Imagine. You've just been informed that you must relocate to Mars. We don't want to say global warming or anything like that, and your rocket leaves in 24 hours. So we've got rockets set up right out here. How would you spend the next 24 hours?
We have some addendums.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
we're talking about, so yeah.
So just because of how this went last year, so we want to make clear that your family and friends are already on Mars waiting for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay?
that was my question.
Yes, your family and friends are already there. You have 24 hours to do something to get whatever you want to do before you go and join them. So what are you going to do in those 24
And
hours?
teleporting is already a
And
thing.
teleporting.
So yeah, you can go wherever you want and know that you'll be back in
So
24
I
hours.
have to give my answer to him and then move.
No, we're gonna go 50, we'll give you 15 seconds, get as much as you can out in that 15 seconds, share back and forth, and then you move, and I'll let you know.
15 seconds per person, right?
Per person,
So, yeah.
30
So-
total.
So we'll say switch at
Yes.
15 and then the other person will talk?
Yes.
Okay. Does
So
everyone understand?
You want us to listen and just.
So we'll do the first 15 seconds, this side will go until, and then we'll say switch, this side will go until what they do. Then, as a
Oh,
group,
I see.
we'll switch. Until
And then you'll rotate, so you.
Yes.
Right,
Tell,
switch and
tell,
rotate.
Yes,
Yeah.
tell,
Tell,
rotate.
tell, rotate.
Tell, rotate.
Yeah.
I like that,
Good.
tell, rotate.
Tell, rotate. We'll write that up here in a minute. So,
Questions before we get started?
the rockets are, the engines are going. Do we feel comfortable with what we're doing? Good. Family has just been transferred to Mars. 15 seconds, we'll have this side tell this side what they would do. On your mark, get set, go.
Tell.
Tell.
Yeah, 15 seconds.
And switch. Tell. Rotate. So Tony, go on down, let's bump down. Rotate. Beautiful. Yes. Are we ready? But if you can come as you go. Ready, tell. Go. Now tell. Opposite side. And rotate. Rotate. Now Hester, you're going to replace Tony. Tony does get to replace someone. It's all right.
Good job, Tom.
And we're good. We're getting the blood flowing. Now tell. One call. Tell. Swap.
There you go.
All right, let's rotate. Let's rotate. Time management. We're getting it all in. We're getting it all in. Some of you felt a little bit. So we'll rotate. Melissa's heading down. Tony's moving. Good. Now let's tell.
It could be a long process. You know, you've been on, obviously been on training for it.
All right, tell. Switch. All right, rotate. Rotate. Sandy, come on down. Hester, let's do it. You're working it. Oh, they're already diving in. And tell. And tell. Switch. And rotate, rotate. And then lead the way. And we're coming down. Well-oiled machine at this point. And then we do the hokey pokey and turn ourselves around. All right, we're ready. Tell. And tell. Swap. And rotate. Rotate. We're almost there. Tony's 4 chairs away from glory here. Come on down. You're doing so good.
How you doing? How did I
Doing good. Nobody's knocking you yet. All right, we're good. And tell. I feel like let's get it. And tell. So swap. And rotate. Rotate. We're almost there. Tony is almost back home. Almost, yes, let's work. Let's work. And tell. And tell. Swap. And rotate. How we doing? Two more. We'll rotate. Come on down. You can carry on these Mars conversations after class if you like, or more, but we got 2 more to go around. And tell. Last one. And tell. Swap. And rotate last time and just breathe. We'll rotate and breathe. Woo! Woo! Wow. So I'm gonna snap all of you.
And I just want to put a shout out to Tony's leadership that he started this whole thing.
Yeah. You got some Tony love.
The caboose can only go as fast as
Go, baby.
All right.
Woo! Beautiful. Thank you. This is like the road to
That's
glory.
gotta be the quote of the day.
What was that? What was the official
No,
quote?
he said I was the caboose.
The caboose can only go as fast as the engine.
You got it. I mean, this one. You were churning. You were cranking. Well, we want to keep those engines firing, all right? We're not leaving for Mars for a bit. You got 24 hours before we leave. But we want to move into the next activity. It's an action-packed time management exploration today. So, now that we're warmed up and talking to each other and thinking about the ways that we will use our time, we want you to head back to your pods. And we want to make sure every pod is filled with 4 people. Or as many seats. So fill the seats of the pods. You might have to get together again.
That was fun.
Good.
This is group 1.
I think, yeah, we'll have 2 groups.
Probably in a Paul.
And my friend, and then someone said, did you get pets? And I said, oh yeah, I forgot about my pets. I don't think about those things.
All right.
Uh-oh.
So I'm gonna pass the torch. I'll pass the torch to Lisa.
So what you have in front of you, has anyone ever done an activity like this? The sand rock pebbles for time management? If you know what we're doing, please just, sort of keep it to yourself and just go through the motions, just kind of do the activity. If you do kind of know what this is leading up to. Because it is pretty popular. Flavia, actually, it was Flavia's idea. She had done it before, so. Yeah, so basically what we want you to do, imagine that this jar is your life. And these are all the things that you have in front of you, the sand, the goldfish, aquarium pebbles, the glass stones, and the large river stones. Those are all the things that you need to fit into your life. Those are all the things that come at you. Either they're things that you want or things that other people want you to do. So these are all the different activities that you have to accomplish. So what we're going to do is have you guys in the order that you were given on your sheet. You're going to try to fit all of these things into the jar, and it is possible. We did this Wednesday. Amidst much chaos and drama, but we did it. So it is possible, but so we want you to so group one, for example, we have two group ones. You guys are going to start with the sand, then you're going to put in the purple pebbles, then you're going to put in the clear glass stones, and you're going to put in the rocks. Group two is having a different order. Sand, clear glass stones, large rocks, purple pebbles. Group three, sand, large rocks, clear glass stones, purple pebbles. Oh, I guess we have two of them. And group four is large rocks, clear glass stones, purple pebbles, and sand. So try that, see where you get. And then we're just gonna and then you have to put the lid back on. That's you have to put everything in and put the lid back on. We'll check back in.
You got an eager group here.
Yes. So would you mind if I recorded this? So we won't get you, but just have like a close-up on how you're doing it? Good.
Does that have to be in order, or is this just?
Yeah, put them in. Put sand in first, then purple pebbles, then clear.
Because if we did, I'd do this last to fill in the holes, but we can't.
Alright, so do we each want to do one?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, so go first.
Probably shake or whatever. Purple pebbles.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know. Clear glass stones.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if we're gonna
I want to say that we're supposed to do
Go in order though.
Yeah. I think
So you're kind of like these scientists that you're following the directions and
Can we,
you're gonna end up reporting out.
can we do something that
we can shake it.
can we do something with
Yeah,
the
you can
net?
try to put it in. The key is that it all fits in there.
That's what they're gonna work.
That's, yeah.
I would think that the rocks would go first.
Yeah, I know, to fill it in, right?
And then you
Cool.
Oh, but we have to go by
But there's a reason I think why they're having to do it this order.
Yeah, you're doing it this way, and then you're gonna tell us why you did it all the way. Yeah. And you got the right concept.
It works. Because this is the most important thing to do. The most important, these are just all the things around it that take up
The things are not gonna fit.
A good example of my homework.
Can we shake it?
Yeah, we can do anything, I guess.
Annie's in the childhood development. She's much more.
Shake it?
She didn't take that out.
I've seen it where they put the big rocks in there, they pull the sand.
I feel like
It's so clear.
Yes, I was talking about that.
Serving, and like sitting there.
Yes, because they represent our
gotta do what you gotta do. I'm
These are all the little things that this is all right. These are the things that most important
I don't have that
So
kind
I
of.
think that the point of it is just show us that if we don't do that stuff, we won't have
Can
to
we put this on and shake it maybe?
time on
and
this,
we
we
can
won't have time for that.
It's all the little things that.
We can get one more.
shake it maybe? Put this on and shake it.
Can I put that on mute?
Yep.
I'll just turn it back
You
around.
can change things. We might be able to get things in.
Oh, we
You're
want,
good.
You gotta shake things.
Lisa, you wanted to watch us.
So should we put it in shape again?
Why not? Here, you can shake things. We can get there you go. Yeah.
What we put first, you know, that we tend to, all the small things, let the small things affect us when the big things really
Put all those big things in.
I'm from Cape Verde.
Where are you from?
Cape Verde Island?
Okay.
Yeah.
I love your accent.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they figured it out. They figured it out.
Oh, they got it closed too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got it closed.
I think it's back.
Turn this around.
Were you
I
laughing
asked
too
her to mute
hard?
it because we were talking about something. I don't
Oh, okay. Cool.
But you can turn it back around if you want.
Can we just do a close-up of
Yeah,
your final jar here?
now it looks awful, but that's all right.
Look at that.
Life is
It's all mixed
jumbled into
together.
it.
That's true.
Did you guys pre-test to make sure these all fit the
Please
jars?
don't break the jars.
Well, we got one more, that one, so now we're down to 2 left.
Maybe the lesson is some things we just won't have time for. Maybe some things have to go.
So this is what we do
The right order.
if they're not gonna fit.
It is something similar to that. It is the way of operation.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, so Kay, maybe one more minute.
Well, some things parents can help with.
Don't sweat the small stuff.
Okay, 20 more seconds.
I think we all tend to, we know what's important, but we get consumed with all the other little things. And that takes up, consumes focus. It makes us feel that's what truly matters when what really matters is I brought home so long that it just seems like.
So, okay, so time. So this group here, I'm not picking on you. I just wanted to see what happened. So tell me, what was the order that you were supposed to have?
Sand, and then purple pebbles, then the clear glass stones, and then the large rocks were on the top.
And you're still missing 2 rocks.
Yeah.
So, yep, so you got all but 2 rocks. And then the other groups, it looks like, okay, so you got it in, but didn't get the lid quite on.
Right. Yeah, we still have both.
Oh, you want one too? Okay, so what order did you?
Oh.
Sand,
Order. Maybe we could have done orders. No.
Okay. And we did measure these out so that they should be equal amounts of everything. So 2 people couldn't. You guys, it looks like you got it all in.
Ooh.
So what order would you have? Yeah, you're a control group. So when we did it, we had this order and we could not get it all in. But it looks like you guys kind of did. So we'll talk about your method in a minute. So you guys. You.
Just the neutral factor.
Yeah, it's right. People, viewers at home, this is like.
Yeah. What do you say about like canned goods at the store? Never buy it.
No, if you eat those canned goods, you will have.
Yeah, you will. Botulism.
So you just have DNA.
Sand, large rocks, clear glass stones, and then the purple pebbles.
What about you guys?
Here was the same as
We have the same
here, we had the sand, the pebbles, the clear stones.
Okay.
And look at their list.
I know. Can I get a picture of that list?
Oh, but we have some room in there though.
Yeah, there's
That looks stressful. We danced.
There was a lot of shaking going on.
So part of, we should have clarified that part of the instructions for this round. So we'll just, and actually that's good because we're kind of running out of time anyway, but we were gonna have you do it again, just in whatever order you wanted to see what happened. When we tried it, we went through just with like the from smallest to largest, so sand, the aquarium pebbles, the larger pebbles, and then the stones, and we couldn't fit it all in. And so what do you think the method, like what are we trying to say with this, with time management?
If you have too much stuff on your plate, you sometimes can't do it all.
Flavia, do you wanna?
And my question for you guys is, which order do you guys think that these things should be put in?
The large rocks first, the big things in your life perhaps first, and then fill it in.
Don't sweat the small stuff.
Yeah. And that's pretty much the concept that we were trying to get. It's the
the rock represents the priority in your life, and the sand is the minor stuff in your life. So the sand went last after everything was all placed in it, and then you do all the little things in life and fill it all in with the sand. And I think that's what you guys did back there, because I was observing that. I'm like, they got the concept.
I find it kind of funny that the little things, you know, have to be done last. And
Yes.
But sometimes the little things like children are the biggest.
Right.
Yeah, it's just a, you know.
Yeah, but family would count as a priority, so that would be your rock. Yeah,
I see.
that's your rock.
Yeah.
So the little things would be like
Dishes.
yeah, Facebook,
Dishes.
like
Yeah.
talking to a friend. I mean, not talking to a friend like if you need it, but like just all the little things in life that takes up time.
List, you're a list person, and you're
First,
really down. Sometimes you mentally have to cross off some of those little things first, to feel like you.
Yes. The little things mean a lot because in order for it to be completely full, it has to have the stand. So we need the little things in our lives as well.
And then what you guys ended up doing is shaking. You should have clarified your shaking.
If you want, I can demonstrate one. You want me to do one?
There's no way we could have done it without.
Exactly, yeah, so, but you need to kind of have a balance and integrate everything. Otherwise, you literally cannot fit everything in, as these other groups were showing. You just can't put it all in.
And do you want me to demonstrate one with everything put in?
Sure.
Okay. Watching our viewers.
All right, let's see how she does it. Let's see if it's really true. Which I think is kind of interesting. In order to think what shape you might represent in your life, working and all that.
So put in all the rocks. So those are the most important things in my life. And then I go with which we're gonna go over this anyways.
You
want?
Is it all gonna fit? I think this is too big of a bag.
Keep
No,
going.
yeah,
Let's
do put
keep
some
going.
of the stuff like in with it, like kind of like layers of stuff. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there you go.
She's got a little shaking going on.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to.
Sometimes you got to.
I know, it's one of those days you just gotta shake it out.
So who has heard of Stephen Covey?
Alrighty.
Just kind of like so tell us a little bit about Stephen Covey.
You're just about there, girl.
Yeah.
Stephen Covey is an author, presenter.
Hold on, no cowbell today.
No,
We're gonna give the speaker the floor. More cowbell is always good. Yeah, Stephen Covey, he's an author and a presenter, he's a lecturer, he talks about time management, taking care of your business, he's a business, in fact, that's what he relates to a lot, business. So, yeah.
So he wrote the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. And so this is a time management principle that Landy's going to talk to you a little bit about. That is kind of like Covey's thing, like one of the things he's known for.
Not only him, I found out as I was looking at these different versions of this online, and I wish I could remember which Roosevelt, but I think it was Theodore. One of our presidents, Roosevelt, actually used this method to determine how he was going to spend his time when he was in office. I can't remember, I wish I could remember which one, but I can't.
Roosevelt.
So anyway, what this graphic represents are the different combinations of urgent and important things in your life. So along the top, we have things that are urgent, and then we have the not urgent. And then along the side, we have important and not important. Okay? And you could put anything in your life into one of these categories. So first of all, I'm just going to kind of walk you through them. Okay, urgent and important. So this very first square in the quadrant right there. Those are things that have to get done right now. Today, you can't wait. Okay? Urgent things. An example is like if a crisis comes up, if you have a deadline to meet and you procrastinated. Medical emergencies, last minute preparations, or if you have meetings that you have to go to. Those are now, those are urgent and important. How do you feel when you're in that urgent, important? I have stuff to do right now. Yeah, it can be really stressful. So if you have a lot of those, that's not the ideal way to spend your life. It's hard on your body, it's hard on you mentally, emotionally. So this isn't someplace where you want to be spending a lot of your time, is in that important, urgent. Then we have the important, not urgent. So these are things that require you to plan ahead a little bit, or they're more long-term kinds of things, not something you do quickly. So examples I have up there, if you have a large project, papers or other types of assignments that you have to get done. And also things in your personal life, just maintaining your relationships with your family and friends. Developing personally, whether that is maybe you have gone to rehab and you're quitting drinking. There's personal development. Let's say you started counseling to deal with some issues. That's personal development. And then your health and well-being. All of those things are very important. Does everyone agree that those things are important? Okay.
Absolutely, yeah.
But they're not urgent. You don't have to do them right now. These are things that you can prepare for, plan for. And how do you feel when you are dealing with that kind of thing, where you have a plan, you've planned it out, and now you've made it happen? How does that feel compared to the first square?
That's great, that's accomplishment, that's,
Feel successful. Feel successful, yeah. This is the square where you want to be spending most of your time. Okay. All right, I love this square right down here. The urgent but not important things. So things that come as like, do this now, and you're like, no. Why? So as I put, these are the things that can often waste your time by forcing you to pay attention to things that aren't on your list of priorities. So interruptions. You're trying to, say you're in this square, you're working on a project, and then in comes, I don't know, your friend, oh my God, there's this concert and I got tickets and you gotta come with me now, we're gonna go, that's an interruption, and yeah, you might wanna go. But if you're in here and you're trying to get your stuff done, that is taking you out of where you want to be. And even if it's something you might want to do, there's still that stress. Right now, I have to do it now.
There's gonna be balance though. 'Cause it
Oh,
can be very
absolutely.
important
And we're going to talk about that. Yeah, we're going to talk about that balance piece for sure. Some mail that you get, or email, or phone calls, they may be urgent now, talk, but no, this is not my priority. So it's not important to you. This is the big one, meeting other people's priorities. And I think every single human being falls prey to that. And that's where that comes from sometimes. Because you can be happily strolling along and getting your work done and calm and cool and everything's good, and all it can take is one person. Maybe it's someone you work with, maybe it's another student that you had that was supposed to work with you on something. Maybe it's someone in your family. But suddenly someone needs something right this moment, and they expect you to drop everything and deal with it. And a lot of us, without even stopping to think, wait a minute, should I make this my priority? No, we just do it. We respond. Someone needs me to do something, I'm gonna do it right now. And what that does, it pulls us out of here and puts us in this really stressful mindset. Everyone okay with that so far? Okay. And then we have the not urgent, not important. And yes, I am going to talk about balance, I promise. But these are things that they're not getting you anywhere, okay? That's why I call them time wasters. So I put Netflix up there, Facebook would be another good one. Video, computer games, just idle gossip. That's not the same as talking with your friend. I know Flavia mentioned that. And she even said, well, no, not if you need to talk to your friend about something. Right? I'm talking about just idle chit-chat, gossipy kind of stuff. Junk mail, junk email that comes in. That's just stuff that wastes your time. And you might feel kind of chill when you're in this section until this happens.
That's right.
Right? If you're doing this, all this, then you're going to be spending your life either here or here all the time. And some people spend their lives that way.
Both of my boys up at Orono do that. They play on the video games, and then they do their homework the last minute.
Mm-hmm.
And they're so wound up about it.
Exactly. And that's what we would like to try to help you avoid. by this activity that we did, and by talking about this, is just being more mindful about what really is important to you. What really are the urgent things that need to get taken care of, and what's the small stuff? What's down here that you can sometimes leave out? So if I take this back to the jars that you just did, which of these squares do you think are the big rocks? The biggest rocks that you've had to put in your jar?
The important things.
Important things, are we urgent or not urgent?
Not urgent.
No, it's the bigger assignments, so it'd be about.
Yeah, these are the biggies. If you look at the examples, these are big, right? These are big things, your health and well-being, your relationships. I mean, this is the big stuff. Those are your big rocks. You gotta put those in first. Okay, you wanna make sure you have room for those. As this table found out, if you wait and put the big rocks in last, they don't get done. So the important stuff isn't getting all the attention it needs. You know, if you're putting the other stuff in first. This might be the next size, so maybe the clear glass rocks, you know, the urgent, important stuff has to get done right now. Okay, so I'll throw those in too. And then, you know, these could be your pebbles and your sand. You can dump them in, but if your jar gets full, you can stop dumping those in. Those are the things you can push aside. So I'm not saying you should never watch Netflix. You should never go on Facebook. Oh, that's bad. I do those things, but not until my rocks are taken care of. Or sometimes as a break from the rocks, but I know I'm getting back to it.
Can't you even say if you force those big things in, then this could represent your grades and your results aren't as good as they should be?
Tony, you're awesome. I was just going to go there.
Okay, sorry.
No, I love it. I was just going to come over here and borrow your jar, which weighs about 800. Yeah, this is what happens when you try to cram it all in, okay? Your lid's going to get really, really dented and distorted, and it's only going to take 1 grain of sand. 1 grain of sand or 1 pebble to blow your lid off. Okay, so we really just want to emphasize being mindful about where you're putting your priorities and your energy so that you're getting what you need and what you want and not what other people need and want. Of course, your children and your family are important. But I hope that you understand what I mean by that. Does anyone have any questions? Or comments about any of this?
I put that up there so I wouldn't lose my thought on this. All of you are choosing to put that student cap on. So I don't think anyone starts college with the plan of failure, right? And I say this often to students that I meet individually. We're focused on an outcome of helping you to graduate and walk across, it's likely to be the Augusta Civic Center stage for the near future anyway. But we try to help students kind of figure out how to integrate the role of being a student and what type of experience do they want to have while they're here, all right? So we meet a lot of students that are in that crisis mode, and it really is not a fun place to be. And you can tolerate it to a certain extent, and then your body's gonna act up. It's not gonna get, new information isn't gonna sink in. There's a variety of things that end up when you're in that important, urgent, all of the time. It's just not something that you can sustain over the long haul. So that whole keeping in mind the outcomes those important things that you want to try and accomplish. I mean, obviously, the kids need to get fed. You know, this, like, you can't just set up a gerbil feeder and let them have at it. So obviously, you know, kids will get sick, elders will get sick, and those things are, you're absolutely needing to deal with those crises. But but hopefully you're tapping into some other resources within your family to help out. And sometimes it forces you to think about things. Maybe you really don't want to ask someone for a hand because you're proud and you feel like you should be able to handle it all by yourself. But eventually, those things catch up to you if you don't start kind of extending your tribe, right? Your circle of support. And you can find support in the most unusual places at times. I know when I first moved here, my daughter was very young. She was not happy about moving away from her home of the first 5 years of her life. And it was really difficult. And I was trying to find a new job while my husband was settling into a transfer position. And I wanted to do it all by myself, but there came a time where I couldn't make it to pick her up when she got off the bus. So I had to reach out to a neighbor, and they were a lovely couple across the street that were retired. And they were happy to get her off the bus and give her a snack so I wasn't like speeding, all over the place to get there. I knew that she was going to be okay. And I'm sharing this because I think a number of you are probably dealing with some of this. And sometimes you have to kind of step back or pull yourself out of the weeds and go, okay, what is one small thing that might make a difference so that I can pull out of that crisis mode and into a better situation?
And when you do that, you're automatically going into that quadrant up there, the not urgent and important. You're already planning. That's the kind of like the maintenance and the wellness kind of quadrant that you want to try to spend more of your time in. The other thing I wanted to say too about all of this is it's just the way life goes. There are going to be some things that maybe are in the not urgent but important. So maybe you have a research paper. And so you're planning, you're spending a lot of really good time in that second quadrant over, but then your car breaks down, so that is, that becomes urgent. And then the paper that you maybe had started to plan, you couldn't really do the extra steps, so that becomes urgent too. So it's important to have enough space in your jar, like with those things that Michelle's talking about, that kind of like, as much of that long-term planning as you can, so that when life inevitably gets you into those urgent quadrants, you're not like, oh my God, and then just fall to pieces. So,
and actually, I can relate to that because my last semester I had a crisis that I had to go into the hospital well in the middle of my semester. I had I was taking 5 classes. I had a list of projects that I needed to do, but because I was ahead of the game a little bit, I was able to go into the hospital for 2 weeks and come back and finish all my classes. But if it wasn't for asking for help, I had to come back and I had to realize I can't do this all by myself. There is people here that don't want to help me, and I allow them to help me diffuse all of the stress that I had. They helped me send letters to my teachers and accommodate the paperwork that I needed to get done by the end of the semester, which I got it done, but that's because I prepped throughout the whole semester. Because if it wasn't for that, there was no way I was.
I had a similar situation occur last semester, and it was a matter of just reaching out to the people that met, the instructors, the school, etc. And it was handled. And I didn't, I did what I needed to do, and then when I came back, there was a little bit of miscommunication, but there was somebody to go to talk to somebody else to make it happen for me. So that was a good thing.
And I find that it's a lot easier to ask for help right in the beginning when you know you need for help instead of waiting. Because I did that my first year.
Makes it better.
Yeah, I did that my first year I was here. I waited to join TRIO. I didn't join TRIO until my second year here. And I missed out on a whole year because I was afraid of asking for help. I was afraid of all of this. I was afraid. And so that's why I'm doing the class now, is to encourage students that are coming in to take advantage of the opportunity, because I didn't take advantage of it and I lost out.
I think sometimes just being proactive too, as far as my biggest fear is, my printer will be out of ink. Well, I just put my last cartridge in, I'm going to buy another one today,
Right.
so that I have it.
The list.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
Sometimes
Okay.
so go ahead.
can I add something to that? What, hearing you guys all that, what I use as a suggestion is this program. You guys have smartphones and a lot of everyone does, but it's called Cozy. It's like this giant master calendar. It sends texts, it sends emails to you on appointments.
Cozy?
Cozy.
Are you trying to
And,
Did you create this app, Shay?
I wish, but I use it all the time, and you can actually connect with other people using this program. It's free, and it's great. And so you can email whoever has this appointment can email you, not just person who has that appointment, but the other people around you in case like you need a ride or there's going to be a lot of people driving that day. Reminds the other people with cars or whatever situation you have that this person has so and so. I work for a tree removal business. I have my own landscaping business, and I'm now doing almost full-time school now instead of part-time. So that really saves my butt, especially when you have 5 kids in your family, and my older sister doesn't have a license, so it helps. Makes things like this goes here, this goes here, this goes here. So just a suggestion.
Thank you.
Well, that segues almost beautifully to the next thing that we were going to be doing. Thank you.
Wow. It's like we planned it.
It's like, I know.
Tony and Shay. It's kind of a beautiful thing.
So we'll come back to this throughout the semester. There's other ways you can make this work for you, which we'll probably revisit later in the semester.
Can I say a really quick one?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm prone to the third one, which is meeting other people's priorities.
Yes.
And I think maybe when we work with people who work in student services, we do tend to, the
I am
student comes in
living
going,
that
we go,
part.
all right,
I
we
know.
need to help. But, and of course, when a student comes in for help, they are my priority when I'm at work. But I'm very prone to that in the rest of my life too, making other people's priorities my own. So my mantra to myself, and you may have heard people say this before, but I will say this out loud to people if I need to. Not my circus, not my monkeys. Okay? And that's how I remind myself, this isn't my problem. This isn't my priority. This is someone else who's in square one. They're in the red zone, and they're trying to pull me into their red zone. So that's how I remind myself, not my circus, not my monkeys. I can't do it.
The other quote is, an emergency on your part is, no.
Right.
Poor
Lack of
planning
on your
on
part
your part
does
does
not
not.
constitute emergency on your
Yeah.
part.
I actually met that man. A company I work for sent me to meet him in 2000,
Wow.
around 2005. Yeah. He
Yeah.
used to carry a walking stick. The stick is what I've held a stick, you got the walk.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And I have his books and workbooks somewhere, and I'll be glad to donate it to Trio.
Sure.
Beautiful.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
I'll just stick them up somewhere.
Thanks, guys.
Great.
Cool.
Love the London Library
It's good. Keep on coming.
infusion.
Yeah.
Can I throw one more thing out there? It's also embracing the fact that things happen, accidents happen, we make mistakes. And in here it's making room to adjust for those mistakes. We do a lot of students where if they get one bad grade, they have got 102s, and if they get a 65, it's like game over. I don't belong here. This is so it's being mindful of mistakes may happen. Things might happen that don't go the way you want them to, and you've got room to ebb and flow amidst that as well.
Okay.
To embrace that it happens.
Can I talk about a little bit of like going from one grade to another? Because that happened to me too, and I did fall off. It hit me. So I went from straight A's to my first C, and oh man, I was like, okay, this is it. I'm done. I can't do this because I'm hard on myself. So what I had to realize is at that moment is I had to go back to my proudest moment that week and get me back. Okay, what's your proudest moment? You went to school all this week. So and go back to what got me there in the first place. I had to go back to my why, because if not, one small grade, they knocked me down. It knocked me down for 2 weeks. Yeah. So you always got to go back to the reason why you're here, why you're in school, because there is a reason why.
I was just talking about that earlier, about sometimes students come to us and they don't have a strong why, and they're the ones that are most likely, like, they could use our services, and we're like, okay, you definitely need Trio, but their why isn't strong. So, like, things do knock them down, and they're like, so I think that like this, and that's that quadrant, the planning quadrant, where you're really reflecting and evaluating on your why, and you might not know, what brought you to KV. I think most of you do, just in talking to you, but there's something, and so if you spend time sort of reflecting and like, this is meaningful to me because of blah, 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 just being mindful, I think, can help you develop a strong why if you don't have any. But if you don't have it, then
It's so hard to find it if you're constantly here. How can you even think about the why
Yeah.
if you're like constantly like,
Yeah.
too cool.
or your why, you know, you might have a strong why, but if you're always in those, you know, that's the first thing to go.
And so I, if I could, you know, the planning and allowing yourself to have some space if something does happen, that's not always academic stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff is the things that your mom and dad always told you should do, but you know, like save for retirement.
Yeah.
What if you know, and I'll just say, $10 a week at the bank, you know, because if your car does break down, most car repairs are under $200. Most, I mean, not always, but the ones you need routinely. You may have the funds so it doesn't become a crisis, or et cetera, you know.
Yeah.
So just sometimes life planning.
Yeah.
Makes it easy.
I'm that happened to me quite recently with the car thing. Yeah, my tire almost went off because the whatever, can't remember the exact car thing, the bolt thing that touches the tire, some dummy language. I don't know. You probably yes, I know he knows what the specific part is. Thank you. You're really smart with that. I'm calling you if I break down. And of course, it's the only vehicle I have. My landscape, I mean the truck. I have a bunch of loans. I had 2 mulching jobs for 2 big weddings. And that rain that we had kept me up. And then my truck breaks down. And I'm like, it's only supposed to be like $300. I'm like, okay, $300 became to $400 in parts. And another $400 for labor. And then just add it up. So yes, saving is a good thing. That's what saving my rear end.
Well, last class we were talking about, and I know we need to move on, but just to kind of remind you, we talked about that Goodwill bank account. You know, so with your instructors too, sometimes it's not like physical money, it's just sort of like you're showing up to class, just getting your homework in. You know, it's like, and it's sort of, it's opting in, like if there are optional things for credit that you could come to that, you know, you don't have to, but it's just sort of for you. Showing up, you're making those deposits in your Goodwill bank account. So when you do need to be out of school because your car broke down or whatever, or, you know, you want to go to a concert, maybe it's not even something that's super like a crisis, it's something you just want to do. You know, you have an opportunity to go to this thing really fast, and knowing you can make those withdrawals. We tried it, but you can, it's not going to bankrupt you, basically.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Moving on.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And if you had needed tire repairs, you would need tools, right? So we want the next half, the next 45 minutes, we want to explore time management tools.
Sure.
And we've got, coming around, we want to encourage you and provide tools where you can look at managing your time, managing your rocks from many different perspectives. And these are just one form of tool to do that.
All right, there's an extra one there.
What you're going to be receiving here, we're going to give you a tool to look at your life, school, all the aspects of your life from a month view, a big picture month view. From a weekly view, broken up by half-hour segments, which makes me anxious just looking at it. But so we're going to give you a form that you can map out your life from a month view, month to month. We're going to give you a week to week, day to day for a week view, and then a daily view. So 3 tools for you to start to map out your life.
No, I think she's
And map out the time and the implications.
Yeah,
We have everything.
I think we have everything we need except for the planners.
Okay. And then we have, and then this is the semester view. So we've got month to month.
No, if you have one? No.
Yep.
I do.
Do they need one if they have one already?
If they haven't already, that's fine. Yeah, in case.
You
have one?
So if you don't have this with you.
All right.
So take one look at it.
Beautiful.
Got it. I've got a pen. No, I'm just.
I don't have, do you have one?
I feel like
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this time. This is going to be a time management, we call it time management tool. But we're gonna take this time to start to think about and actually start to put into place, to practice mapping out what your life looks like. And we're gonna give you some ways of looking at that as well. So once again, you've got the student planner, hopefully at every one of the pods you have one of these. Just a quick note about this, if you flip through, this provides you a month at a glance, and on each of the days, the important KV-related things that are already put in there, which I love, and then they spend lots of time doing that. So within this planner, they also provide you a month at a glance, a week at a glance as well. It doesn't break it out by half-hour pieces that we have right there. So this is certainly one tool that we encourage you to use. But we're going to take the next, 40 minutes now, to map out the essential pieces of your week. And we can look at the week to come, because it is Friday. Michelle, did you want to?
Well, I think some of this we want to do pencil and paper.
Yes.
And then we're hoping to sneak over into the computer lab.
Yes.
To look at the technology pieces as well.
Yep.
A number of you were already added to the class and have received a text blast, if you opted into that, asking you to bring your schedule with you. But some of you I invited last minute this week, and I'm thrilled that you're here. If you need to go over across the hall into the computer lab to print off your schedule, going into your KV portal, I'm happy to walk some folks over. But the remainder of the time that we have today together, what I was hoping that we could accomplish is doing a little bit of work using paper and pencil and highlighters and whatnot, but also getting over into the computer lab and looking at some of the wonderful technology that we have that can help simplify your life if you choose to embrace the technology. But ultimately, this is a very personal activity. What's a crisis for me in my life, it may look very different for you in your life, but getting comfortable with the whole time management concept and figuring out, are you more of a tactile wanting to use something like this? Does it need to be larger and have more grids like some of the paper and pencil handouts that we handed out today? But getting comfortable with putting kind of some of those rocks into your into your plan and making room for the pebbles and the fish tank and the sand stuff too. Makes sense? Do I have any takers that need to go across the hall and grab their schedule off of the computer?
Can I throw one more piece in there? And I remember when I was sitting in your seats right there, I went to someone like Michelle, and I'm like, I don't even know where to begin. They give me these planners, they give me this. I see these half-hour blocks, and I'm already starting to sweat. I kind of live. I was living here and trying to manage it all. And one of the things, one of the frames, one of the lenses to look at this, if you're right at square one, now some people are masters at it, and they've got 7 planners and highlighters and things in color. But one place to start, and as Michelle said, if you need to print off your schedule, is you start with the fixed things in your life. So I know I have to go to class Mondays and Wednesdays, 9 to 11:50. I'm pulling out that half-hour block, blocking it off, bio 107, 9 to 9:50, Mondays and Wednesdays. Visually, I'm seeing it. I know I have a doctor's appointment every Friday from 8 to 8:50. Doctor's appointment, 8 to 8:50. So those fixed things, those things that you know you're going to have to do either every week, every month, every 2 weeks. I put payday every 2 weeks on there because hopefully it happens every. So those things that you know are going to be happening, start there. Because once again, that's this space. Those are those rocks, the anchors to your week. That's where you start. Then kind of moving up in size rock, those things maybe that you want to make sure that happen. They're not necessarily fixed, but you want to make sure that you visit your relatives who live right down the road every week or so.
And sometimes it's something like, I have an appointment that I've been waiting for the last 8 months, a referral to a specialist. I know that that's gonna happen in the month of November, say. I wanna put that in my calendar because I've been waiting 8 months for it, all right?
Yes.
And it may end up colliding with this class, which is really important to me to be present for, but I have other teammates that will cover for me, but I wanna let them know so I'm not just not showing up the last minute. So for you as a student, it may collide with one of your class attendance times. Well, you've got a number of weeks to give a heads up to your instructor and maybe meet another classmate that's willing to share their notes with you, yeah, to make plans so that you're not in the urgent crisis mode when that week comes, okay? So, anyone need to walk
I
across?
just wanted to say that over the years, keeping an open mind about all of this is good because sometimes you think that you're doing it and you're doing it to the best of your abilities, that you think you're doing it the best way. There are other ways, and a new set of eyes on something, you really can pick up some good points.
And as Michelle mentioned before, it's finding your, if you are a planner person, and we just want to introduce a wide, like a buffet of options. Yeah, so if you do need to print off your schedule, Michelle can take you over to
So I'm
the,
taking a few over.
but we're gonna use this time to start to map out, using whatever tool you gravitate towards, or if you have one that you've already done.
Would you like me to have just a copy of what I have it in my head?
Well, so we want you to get, if you put it out and then live it this week and see what it's like to live it when it's not.
Okay,
And we put different colored highlighters on the table for those of you who color coding things works really well. I'm a color coder. So my Outlook calendar is all 3 colors, but I know what the colors mean just by looking at them. So if you're a person that colors are helpful for you, you have like purple can be my classes and yellow can be stuff I have to do like this. However it makes sense to you. So sometimes you will just at a glance and without knowing exactly what it is, now I got something to do with this today. I got classes, that kind of thing.
That's what I know.
Yeah.
That's it for the kids, yeah. And I got it trained that at home we have a family calendar, it's all color coded, so they know when they have their activities.
That works for you.
So they know every blue is soccer and every green is something else. Swimming.
I've only been once.
So what time does class go to?
It starts at 1:30.
So if it starts at 1:30, then 3:20 would be the.
Yeah, I've only been once. I'm not sure about that part of it. It's like, okay. That was way overwhelming.
AMP lab the first.
But I didn't get too concerned because everybody at my table was in the same spot. We were all looking at each other like, what is she talking about? And what are we
So
supposed to
Mitchell,
do?
color is something we
That's
want.
what I'm hoping.
It will.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
But the
what
first
Can I do
3 or 4 weeks, it doesn't match up with the lecture and what's, yeah.
And then you go so fast, and she
JCC,
goes so
yes.
fast, and you're trying to take it all in, and you're like, we're all sitting there looking at each other like, oh goodness.
Have you tried recording her?
So I just want to show one example. Mitchell just busted this out off the top of his head, but so this is one example to visually see with color, laying things out, putting those fixed things in first. One example. It was, I know for me personally, it was always helpful to see kind of what it looks like. In the app. So this is one example.
Oh, Mitchell.
With color. It's really cool to do a time management gallery. Just have a gallery full of all the different ways people organize themselves. So this work session is going to go until about 20 of, and then we're going to transition. So this is the paper piece. Then we're going to go to the digital piece, and we're going to have you, part of homework is going to include living in both that digital time management world. And, yeah.
Lately, I feel like it's just work. school, work in school. Right?
On a certain day.
I think so.
I mean, work, you never do work, right?
I would encourage students to set aside.
Try to leave my
School stuff. What's that? Do you only want school stuff?
I put work because I have like scheduled days that I know I have to work.
Yeah.
So I feel like, even though I work for myself, but it's like, I work for myself. Like, I have some people I know that have a business too. But I find I'm really bad, but I like I could be almost done.
We don't.
But he's still gonna start exactly.
I get it,
He's gonna start going to that in the evening, so like I can even my 19-year-old. He's no business. He has never had time. He just wants some quietly and that's good. He's got his private. So maybe homework. You know, like after the past 2 weekends, Saturdays, I'm like, I don't feel like I said anything. My son, I'm like,
They said they
"Boy,
don't
I'm
get
sorry." He's like,
So,
I just feel bad.
No, that's
because
important.
I'm just
And sometimes that's the only thing they hear is the student tells somebody else and then we convey it to them, so I'm glad that you did.
Yeah, 'cause even with my neurology son, a lot of times I don't put my feet up.
Right.
So it's- used to say the middle of triple. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Busy all the time, and I'm always busy.
Well, you did a great job.
And I find if I'm not home, if I'm
Two,
studying somewhere
two.
or whatever, I'm apt to be more. Because I feel like, okay, I'm home, the cat's meowing, oh, you need food. No, they're just bored.
Just fill these into the-
Or the dog wants to play ball.
Very some versus. We go over here. I don't know. My dog's having. I only live 2 months. Well, Thorndike, actually. It's like 2 miles. So it's close. So that means if I'm
Saturday, can I put I do nothing but study? That's what I would.
Mine is so simple.
Do you have classes on Saturday?
no, thank goodness. No.
Some people come to school on Saturday to make it.
Could I have
Any more studies that I have to do after dinner and then I gotta write that.
See, that's what I take it as a this is what I'm supposed to study. I just
I usually schedule my work days, like I work Sunday, every Sunday, and I work Tuesday, Wednesday, stuff for news. Late Saturdays, Fridays, Mondays, even Thursday. This is free time.
It looks like his is.
Same with Friday, you know what I mean, Saturday.
Yes. To one lab. Yeah.
So I ended up, I'm in my bedroom doing it, I ended up telling her, I said, why don't you grab some stuff and come in and sit on my bed and read or listen to the music, and we can at least hang out while I'm trying to take all these notes, and she can do it. And that's my heart story around. And then if I do it on Sundays, and that's what it's Saturday, then if I just go on Sunday, I feel like, okay, I'm not spending time with them. So I'm gonna try to like, do it, and it's great.
I feel like the past 2 Saturdays are not, my son and I were not doing something. If he helped me last weekend, I really need to inspire.
Oh, I was wondering, my husband's farm, I kept doing it. I wasn't sure how to do this.
Did you just graduate?
He knows all that, so he's like, do it. And I'm like, so I wrote all the stuff down, all my notes, I did 4 pages of writing, and he goes, now you can put that onto one. I have a, and I went,
Which folk center do you go to?
another person had done that in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I thought you know you too. Seen it.
Just chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So you were with Shelby Stanton. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Same. I can't remember what we did. Weekends and into the format, and it tells you all the
Like Presbylia.
like yeah, like letter writing, it gives you everything.
It is like resumes, which
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it. I just don't like to.
Jared Carter walked up to the instructor. Hey, you might look noticeable.
And then we would like, we could talk about it.
It was long. It was a sample.
Yeah.
Like it's very,
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I haven't done it. I just got my email
give me math and it's like Greek. And then you give me a book and I'm like,
Some of these will just bring on some of your legs
That's why I'm
thank you.
He's amazing. We sat there for 2 hours last Friday. I wasn't because I'm like, dude, I still have no idea. I'm not looking at see the things that he writes.
He's taken a few classes, I know, and I responded back to him, and I said, Jenny, you're such a good writer, and you're a poet, you don't know it. You saw that too. So why didn't it show up on my blackboard that I had written? I saw it. So I wonder why everyone else saw it, and I didn't see it, I knew I wrote it, and I pressed Stand the blackboard.
Yeah. And that's, he was going over stuff with me, the blackboard, how to do this, you know.
He just wrote back. No, he didn't write back. He said this morning, I'm not a poet. And I said, oh, you got it.
But he's really nice. And that's like, I'm finding who I want to
He was in team up for a million years, so, oh my gosh, the stuff that he goes through. I was the same way as Randy, he just knows everything. When they're in the military, they automatically just go to that, even though they're getting class points for it, credits. So we're not done with their service.
You know what I mean?
They don't realize they have because that's attention to detail. Is what Tony does. I'm just filling this out, not knowing what
I really don't feel that life anymore.
Look what I wrote. I wrote dinner, and then whenever I open in bed, I live a boring life.
Sunday.
The past 2 Saturdays I've been all day Saturday. Like last week I was doing He didn't really like the idea of it. But he was like, he goes, I don't know. I said, yes, you do. You don't know because you're doing this now, and I've seen it. So, give me your input, and it was awesome because I would have something down. He goes, so we already kind of set that up. So what? I said, well, how would you say with this? So I said, how like that? Thank you. You know.
See, I wrote all mine down. I don't have it with me, but I wrote all my stuff down. Whenever I type it.
I wrote it down. Staring at blanks. We have our own.
Oh, I know.
I just
I know.
write and then I have to
I
rewrite
can't
it.
type it.
I had time doing a summary. I have all kinds of stuff out there, but I might put it in order. I go here, and I jump here, and then I go back here, and then I follow a summary.
I'm sorry. I think the summary introduction needs to be pretty much the same.
Yeah.
So in summary,
All right.
you're saying what you
So we are going to make a transition. I just have everybody's attention quickly. So tool time is going to transfer over to, we went paper. We went to paper copy, the hard copy stuff. We are going to transition to the digital world. And homework this week will include living in both the digital and paper world. And the material world too. You can listen to Madonna if you want. So we are going to transition from here, hopefully just a couple minutes, and then we'll just do a quick demo of reintroducing you to the Outlook calendar that every student has in their student email. So, yes, Pam?
Is the homework from this past fall on Blackboard?
I will show you that. Before you leave, you'll know exactly what the glorious things ahead of you.
Great question.
Great question. Great question. So when we go over, we can just take 2 or 3 minutes, go over to the computer, log in, and log into your student email. And if you need any help with any of that process, let us know. No, we're going to leave from there. So yeah, we're going to leave from that space. So bring your stuff. Yep. Esther, how we doing?
Good.
All right. What happened? What about my dresser?
I think he wants you to wear a dress.
Sure. I'm down. Oh, thank you.
Now I'm in culinary arts. Right behind you.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Behind. How's my battery looking? Oh, 27%.
Are you recycling or do you want this in the garbage?
I wish we were recycling, but they do have, you can just toss it.
Okay.
I appreciate your awareness.
What's the matter?
It's nice to know, nice to have skills.
She's living in an urgent and important world.
Yeah. Oop, head on over. Sure. I'm getting out of the way. Excuse me. We got the cowboy, both got cowboy boots working. I like it.
You know, I took 2 of those and I made a mistake. I had one all filled out, everything all planned up. I grab it and I go the next day.
Oh no.
I know.
Do it on paper, but it was much
See,
more-
that's one thing I love about
And it
digital
explains how you should
is
do
I can access it anywhere. So if I forget it at home,
That's why you're gonna help me with that live scribe Monday.
I can't wait. I think you'll really
Do
enjoy
I need
it.
to charge it?
Yes.
I don't even know. Okay,
Do
I'll
you
open
want
it up
them
then.
to
Sure.
go into their email?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so there's a number of computers that are already booted up.
Yep.
So if you shut yours down by accident or what have you,
Come on back to
get
us.
it fired back up. Ultimately, I want you to log in to your email from
The
the
web,
homepage.
the KV homepage. That quick links.
So
And if anybody needs
you're already,
any help getting up to
you're already turned on. So you're gonna pull up the Internet Explorer, and the homepage should launch. And then from the homepage,
And then you're using your own. If you have your own computer, that's great. The more time on task with your own. Yeah.
so it's like herding cats. More cowbell, please.
Cowbell.
Right, so normally we have the cowbell, so cowbell.
I got a fever. The only prescription is more cowbell.
So from here, this homepage, we want you under quick links. See where my little arrow is? I want you to launch your email and log into your email.
And so you hear this noise for the rest of the. We do have cowbell.
That's a very common.
It is a very common cowbell.
It's a common cow.
Go into the KV homepage and pulling up your email account.
And once you have your email up, if you could give us thumbs up. We got, all right. So I remember playing 7-Up in 7th grade. So we have
Secret battle.
Secret Battle. So how we're gonna structure? All right, we got Lucas rocking.
No, I kept denying it. I was like, how dare you?
Dare you deny it?
Threaten it with the cowbell. Look,
No, this is really fancy.
I know this.
Monitors
Woo.
in this lab.
They've been holding out on us.
So I did, and then I said no. And I was like, how dare you?
Oh, Nene. We good, Annie? Your back or your thumbs up? Julie? We good? All right.
Anyone else having any issues? I'm happy to float around here.
Yeah. Do thumbs down if you can't, if something's not working.
All right. Now, I don't want you to go into the weeds and start reading your emails
No.
right now. That's
No.
not the purpose of today's activity.
No.
So we're gonna just get to.
It's like hands up. Maybe we'll just have everybody raise their hands while we do the demo. Hands off. Hands off.
Yeah, we're gonna probably go back to like week at a glance.
Yeah.
Yeah, work week at a glance.
We'll walk through.
Way, home, yeah, so-
All right, so I'm going to take the next 15 minutes and I'm going to use 7 of them to do a quick demo of the digital version of time management tools, which every student has, which I think is outstanding. The beauty of the digital version is if you do have a smartphone or you do have access to the internet, you don't have to worry about leaving your planner at home. You can log in and find this piece. You know, if you do transfer your pieces here, which you're going to have to do for homework. So digital is awesome because wherever there's internet connection, you can log in, you can log into your calendar.
And I'm gonna take this moment just to say, because I discovered this last Friday, that not all of you have gotten a full tour of the Trio
Yes.
space here in Fairfield as well as out on the Alphon campus. Both of our locations, we have a handful of desktop computers. We have the luxury on this campus that we have a suite of office space. There is a small computer lab in there. with about a half dozen desktops with a nice printer right next to it. So if you're on the Fairfield campus and you need to grab your calendar, from your Outlook, you can always come to the Trio location, whether it's Fairfield out of the Averill building, which is that brick building with the curved corner right next to the church place that we call a chapel. Yes, Joan?
So is it the same thing if you print something out there, it will just go to your account?
What do you mean, go to your account?
If you need to print something out from the computers in the Trio suite,
Yeah.
it would just be charged to your account?
Yeah, and actually, technically, the college isn't charging you for printing right now.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so when you print something on campus, and as long as we are respectful and don't print 1,000 pages, hopefully they won't start charging you again. So if if we're all as a campus community trying to be respectful and not burn through a bunch of paper and printer toner, hopefully the college won't turn the charge accounts back on.
Okay.
You are still charged when you swipe your badge to photocopy, but the printing isn't being charged right now.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
I don't know how long that's gonna last. So I always am a little cautious about making that general statement because all of a sudden they turn it back on and you've got $100 worth of print charges, God forbid. Okay.
And so everybody's logged into their student email?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Just gonna do some quick anatomy of this page. I know we've done a lot of it with Summer Push and with the Tech Wave, but for those who haven't had those opportunities, some of you are probably very familiar, but we'll cover it right from the start. Flavia has allowed us to log into her email, which thank you very much, Flavia. We're gonna focus specifically on the calendar today. But the first piece there is your email, and you'll see inbox, unread mail, all of those pieces right over here. And you'll see email, all the emails that have come in. We'll come back to this in a second, but let's just all together click the calendar for a minute. Are we all there?
They have a variety of views.
Oh, yeah.
They're in calendar, but they're in a variety of calendars.
Yeah. So I'll show you some things. Let's focus right up top here. See where it says new, delete, go to today, and then these little calendars?
Yes.
In the other room, we handed out paper copies of either the day at a glance, the week at a glance, or the month at a glance. Outlook provides you the same exact views of your calendar as you create it. So this little one, see where just one day is lit up in blue? And you hover over it, day view, that's your day view. Flavia's got something here in gray, extra push. I don't know what that is, what's happening there. We're going to come back to that. And you'll see on this side over here, it gives you some details about what the heck this is. There's a check mark, question mark. We'll come back to that. So you can look at it in the day view. You can look at it in a Monday through Friday work week view. You see some things on there. We got color. And once again, it's broken out by half-hour blocks, similar to the paper schedules that we gave you in the other room. So this is the digital version. Or you can look at it, you can include Saturday and Sunday in your view. And all I'm doing is clicking across those calendars across the top. You can change whatever view. Some people love to just look at, all right, what do I got to do today? And they show that. Some people like to look at, all right, I know next Friday I'm doing extra push and I got to do my interpretive dance of time management. And I have that on so I can see that. Or you can look at the month view. Wow. And sometimes, I mean, for me, that kind of stresses me out. Holy cow. But you can look at the whole month. Some really cool things about these. I'm going to stay here just for 1 second. So if I want to scroll, like what's happening in November, see this little piece right up here in the top left-hand corner. I'm just going to click on November, and now it's going to show me November. So you can toggle between months. So you can do it by just clicking on the NOV or these little arrows up here. Now we're going to go to 2018. You don't want to know about that yet. So you can click on these arrows to take you through the years, or click on these for specific months. And I'm going pretty quick, so if any of you leave here and you're like, wait a minute, what the heck did he say? One thing is we're recording it so you can watch it again. We'll make that available. But two, come see us. If you go week at a glance view, I can pick any of these days on this little calendar over here. I can go to what's happening the week of the 23rd. I can go to see what's happening on November 4th down here. Or click there. If I want to scroll through months, I just go back and forth. So that's the layout of this digital calendar. We have multiple views. We can look at it in multiple different ways. But I'm going to choose just the day view for a minute here. One thing we did, we set something up with Flavia and Lisa. Oftentimes, either an instructor or one of us may say, we want you to come see us, and we're going to send you a meeting request to your email. And you're like, okay, cool. This is one of the features that I absolutely love about Outlook, is that, say Michelle wants to meet with you, let's say next Friday at 9 o'clock, and she says, I'm going to send you a meeting request in your student email. Check your student email. Here's how it will happen. See how on these ones, there are little envelopes that are closed and some are open? See these ones that are little check marks with the calendar? When Michelle sends you that meeting request in your email, it's going to show up like that. So I'm going to go to the staff meeting. Lisa sent, and see where it says where, and then it says occurs every Tuesday. When those come to you, if somebody sends you a meeting request or sends you something that they want to go on your calendar, you have a choice. You can either accept, you can, well, maybe I might go, or you can decline. I'm going to accept this for Flavia, and I'm going to send the response now. And what's amazing about that is once Flavia does that, I'm going to go to her week view. And that's next. I got to get out. Gotta go out in November. I'm going to go to her week view. And you can see it automatically placed it on Flavia's calendar. So if someone sends you a meeting request, and we'll show you how to do that as well. But if somebody says it, like if Lisa sends you a meeting request. Yeah, and it's automatic. Sweet. All right. So Lisa just said all of it. What?
It's like magic.
What? She said so. This is the magic of Trio. See the beautiful thing. So Lisa has sent you an opportunity to practice this. Just don't decline.
Wait for instructions.
All right. So cool. That's one way. So if one of us sends you a meeting request, so you might be saying, how in the world do I input something on my calendar? Flavia has done that, but I'm going to do something on Flavia's calendar as well. So just like the paper copy, I know that Tuesday at 9 o'clock I have to do something. So I'm literally going to put my little cursor right there and double click on that, and voila, we get a new window. And I'll show you the anatomy of this. So for homework, you're going to have to transfer your paper calculations and time management to your digital. And this is how we will do it. You find what day and time you had put something in that paper copy. You double click on it. Have I lost anyone? Are we okay? Thumbs up if we're breathing. Cool. Good in the back.
There were a couple of questions.
Yeah, I already have this written down on a project calendar. Do you still have to do this? Is it like a point system homework or is it just a suggestion?
Great question. We want, one of the goals, this is also CPT 018.
Yeah.
It's that bundle. So we want practice doing it within Outlook as well.
Like Shay, you've already figured out a platform that works for you. But we want to make sure that everyone has familiarity with the Outlook calendar that the college uses. Yep.
Cool.
So just for the experience, you don't have to use this if you've got a better.
And just a side note with that, for those of you who we've helped sync your email to your phone, not only did we sync your email, but anything you put in your Outlook calendar, it's going to put it on the calendar on your phone. And that's a beautiful thing too. So Shay, if you already have a digital calendar, anything you put here will go onto that calendar as well.
Now, they also were asking, should they accept the meeting that Lisa just sent out? And I don't know if you want to take that question.
Yes. Yes.
So some of you are
Yes.
able to make the commitment to put this on your calendar for the semester, our push class is how we're fondly referring to it.
Yes.
Not to push you over the edge, but hopefully the tools that we cover will prevent you from feeling like you gotta get pushed over the edge. If, and some of you have class conflicts, you have the benefit right now to be with us, but you're unlikely to continue because you're gonna start a new commitment, a new class during late start. So you'll maybe use the question mark, that tentative option, meaning that for the maybe next Friday, you'll be able to join us, but the following one, you're gonna be otherwise occupied, all right? So for some of you, we'd like you to add this to join us. Some of you, you might join us, but the following week you're gonna have a class commitment. So it's really gonna vary. So as much as we want you all to be here, we love having you, not everybody's gonna be able to accept it and add it to their calendar. Make sense?
So before you go, and I know we're closing in on time, I want to do two things. I want to just show you the anatomy of setting up something to putting something on your calendar digitally. And you're seeing the examples of things that Flavia has put on her calendar. But so I want, for the primary reason of this is what we're going to ask you to do for homework. So I want you to know that. And we'll have copies of this video that you can watch as well if things got a little, did not fully click. And I'm going to use this, well, there's that one right there, but let's use 11 a.m. next Friday. So here's how we do it. Basically, you put your cursor where you want it. So if I know it starts at 11, I'm going to put it in this little 11 box. And I know it's Friday the 22nd. And even if you hover it there, this is what I love about Microsoft, and I can't believe I'm saying that, is if you hover it there, it'll give you a little direction. So I'm going to click on that. And so anatomy of this, you'll see save and close. You'll see a little paper clip. Insert a picture. You'll see these little arrows, which I'll come back to. But we're going to make it a subject. And we could put, say we wanted Bio 100 if it was your bio class. Similar to what we did on the paper, Bio 100. And I'm going to put in the location. It's 245 King Hall. Bingo. And my caps are off, but it's okay. It's King Hall. And then you see start time and end time. So I know my class goes from 11 to 12 on Friday, 9:22. This is great. I can give myself a little reminder. You'll get an email reminder 15 minutes before. I can show this is busy on my calendar. I can say it's an all-day event. I can also put notes, little notes down right here. I am going to pass. So you can leave little notes to yourself there. Beautiful. But my Bio 100 class is not just Friday the 22nd. It's all semester during this time. So no, you don't have to go in week after week and make an individual appointment. Outlook has this little piece right here, repeat. And so for those of you who are transferring your courses that you're taking this semester to your digital calendar, let's go to repeat. Yes, we want it 11 to noon, and it's 1 hour, and it happens weekly. Or if it happens daily or monthly, so if you have other appointments that you want to put on here, it happens weekly. And it repeats every 1 week on. So this is definitely on Friday. We want it to start today, but we want it to end by the end of the semester because we don't want, next January, February to say Bio 100 because we're probably going to take more classes.
Because we're hoping that
we don't have to repeat Bio 100. So I'm going to say the semester ends December 15th. So I'm putting that on there too. Sometimes I work with students and we meet every week, or you might meet with Michelle and say, Michelle and I are going to meet every Monday for a half hour. You can put that kind of appointment in here. That's what I do on my calendar. If I'm meeting with Tony every Monday, I'm going to go put it in, Tony. This is going to reoccur.
Or like you're taking math, you figured out the window of Landy's drop-in tutoring that works within your schedule.
Yep.
You take that and you plop that right in there.
Absolutely. So then I'm going to hit OK. We're not done yet. So we hit OK. We know we're telling it this is going to recur. Now, yeah.
You don't have to use that, you use that little icon.
This
It
little
does the
guy.
same thing if you click on schedule and assistant.
Right here. You're absolutely right, Tony.
That's the advanced.
That's the
version.
advance. And I'll just click that to show you. To me, Tony, this makes my head spin. Whoa! It's awesome, and we can get into this, but so you do have
For
these
now.
little, yes. For now, I feel much more comfortable with these little arrows, but you can use scheduling assistant as well. But for our class, we'll use that. Before you do anything, though, you have to hit save and close. And I don't know how many times I put in an appointment, and then I'm rushing, and I just hit this little red thing because I think everything's hunky-dory, but it's not. We have to hit save and close, and now you will see it. Bingo. It's showing up. It's showing up. I'm going to go to the next week. Come on. Oh, no, I'm already there. So I'm going to go here. It's showing up on Friday the 29th as well. You'll see these two little arrows. If you see that in the corner of an appointment that you have or something on your calendar, that means it's reoccurring.
Now, while we're on that, if I had gotten really eager and I accepted Lisa's invitation, right, like Joan, if you went ahead and had accepted it, and you know that you were here today, you're planning on being here next week, but the following week, the conflict comes into play. Can you do the, like open up one of those, yep? And it says, do you want to open only this occurrence or the series? So sometimes if it's like, you've got a doctor's appointment that you've been waiting for, and you're gonna miss class that week, obviously you want that particular occurrence, you're not gonna make it to class, so you would just open the occurrence. If it's like, nope, I've dropped this commitment from my calendar, you'd open up the entire series. So that's the difference between this occurrence, meaning this particular day, or is it the long-term commitment?
And that's good language for this, is occurrence and series. You'll see that, if you do make it reoccurring.
We have not done an awesome job with time management.
No.
As far as class goes. Ideally, we wanted to allow you to spend a little bit of time playing around. Some of you may need to leave now to get to your next commitment. But if you want to hang out here for a little bit longer and raise your hand and ask for some help, we're happy to do that. To get you a little more comfortable with that.
And I'm just going to touch on two things quickly before we go, because I want to make sure you have the full gambit. See how Flavia's red here? And Landy was telling you how you color-coded your calendars back in the hard copy of them. Say I wanted to do this, so I want to do the whole series. And my favorite color is red, but I'm going to make Flavia's Bio 100. You come up to these little guys, apply categories, green. Or let's go purple. We have a trio student who wants to bring purple back. So we'll do that. And then once again, we save and close. Now all those Bio 100s are going to be purple, and so now Flavia has history, and I just enrolled her in Bio 100, which she's really happy about. We know the difference if you want to put color in. And that color comes, once again, up here, up top, so these little ones right here. And I can change that. No, I actually want that to be orange, because I found my new love is orange.
And that manage categories underneath there, that's like, an advanced level, but you can color code and list like travel time, soccer games that, the grandkids or the kiddos. You can really jazz it up and personalize it to your liking. I have some students that they're red-green colorblind, so this doesn't have as much meaning for them. But some folks love color and really live by it. They color code their particular classes, and their notebook is that color, and so have at it.
Yes.
As far as that goes.
One other piece here, just before we go to Blackboard and look at the homework, you'll see this one is a little, it's going to grade out. That's like saying, Flavia, Lisa has sent you this request, your email, please accept it. So you click on that and it'll say, all right, I'm going to check in on the series here. Say, do you want to accept it? Do you want to decline it? So if you see it kind of grayed out, that means someone has sent you a meeting request and you have to go in and take care of this. Can I accept this, Flavia?
Yes.
I'm gonna send it now. Beautiful, and then now it officially, it's for real, on the calendar.
Sometimes I don't send the notification, especially if I'm sneaking in to my calendar around 4 in the morning. And I know that, like, Lisa sent me something and she has her phone and email sync, so I don't want it pinging at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
on her. So sometimes I choose not to send a message. I'll just accept it without sending anything.
Yeah.
It's just me.
Do we have any quick questions before, yes?
Well, on mine, it's showing September 2017 in the small calendar on the left.
Yeah.
And it's showing Monday the 18th, but across the top, Sunday is showing as the 18th. How do I refresh that?
I'm curious. So what you see is this says Sunday the 18th,
Yes.
correct? You can do a couple things. We can go, let's see, where's my, we could come up here and do a little refresh the webpage, but let's not do that. Let's click on the 15th again. Yeah, are you in you're in September 2017?
Now go this next.
Sometimes I have to click and then click
Yeah,
back.
you may have been floating around like went to November,
Yeah.
or even went, you
Okay.
know, as you were
Yes.
following along.
So just clicking it
Yeah.
now. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
You're
Beautiful.
welcome.
Awesome. So if there are any other questions, I'd be happy to shoot us an email or come see us. Don't suffer in silence as far as I'll.
So you
It
played
can be your
around,
friend.
you finished one.
So I'm gonna finish quickly, 2 minutes. 2 minutes just to discuss the homework for this week. So between now and the next time we meet, and now and Tuesday, these are the things that we want you to do.
X there. Yeah.
So the discussion question for this week, we're talking about time management. So we want you to respond to the following questions by Tuesday. These 4 questions. So how do you know what you're doing is a good use of your time? Once again, think about those quadrants that we talked about. It says, what causes you to waste time? For me, it's the Buffalo Bills right now. I need to know up to the minute. How do you deal with things you alone have to do, but you find hard or boring? I was working with a couple folks who are taking CPT 117, where it's like tedious. You click on these things one right after the other. It's really boring. They're finding ways to motivate themselves. And then 4, how do you prepare for the day ahead? If we're looking at just how do you get up in the morning, how do you prep for what's going to happen during the day? So we want you to answer those 4 questions within our discussion board here in Blackboard. And we want you to do that once again by Tuesday, September 19th by midnight. Yes?
So like with me, I'm not in that class within Blackboard. Are you going to send me an email again?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
You got it.
There are some of you that joined us for the first time this week, and I'm thrilled that you were able to attend. This was an invitation to try before you buy,
Yes.
so to say.
if
Not
you
that
like
we charge for the class, all right? If you plan on staying with us and want to be added to the class, you need to communicate that to us so that we can do some behind the scenes adding. If you're feeling like you want to come and participate, but you can't make the commitment to being added formally to the class, we still want to see you, but we need to know that as well so that we can get you the materials like Nick's kind of the master behind this, making sure that you're on the email list to make it a little bit easier to access the assignments. So just communicate with us.
Yes.
Use your voice, letting us know how this is going. Some of this may feel like, well, geez, I already have a plan already in place. I'm using my phone to do this, and that's what's working for me. We appreciate knowing that as well, but we do want you to get comfortable in Outlook because it's the primary way that the college communicates with you. For your email, important emails end up getting shared, and we want to make sure that you're comfortable navigating that Outlook calendar. and your email. And if you hadn't joined us earlier over the summer, you may not have met with Nick regarding our little tech assessment and helping to get your emails from the college synced with your phone, and those little nitty gritty things that can really help you be where you need to be and aware of some of the different changes that come about as you're living the life of a student.
Living the dream.
Yeah. You know, those.
And once again, this class is to provide you with tools to help make life easier, to help save you time to do these things. So this is the starting point where for some of us, this is the first time we've dabbled in Outlook. Allow yourself time to let it process and grow and learn. It takes time.
And try the assignment, all right? To just have the experience and the practice. If it's a lesson in frustration, that means you need to be talking to us and coming to see us so we can help you muddle through that and tackle it and really take it by the horns.
Yes.
Because kind of the idea, the method to our madness here is at the end of the semester, all of a sudden, this stuff isn't going to seem as terrifying and as unfamiliar as it may feel for you right now.
Yeah, let's tackle it as a tribe.
Yeah. And we try to have fun with it too. And sometimes, one student, their challenges, if they are brave enough to share that with the class, it's like, oh, me too. Oh, that happened to me. I thought I was the only one that, couldn't figure this out. Oftentimes, it's several of you, and there's misery loves company.
Yes. Yes.
Just real quick, yesterday I had to print something off, so I went to the library, and the only thing that was available were the apples. So I had to ask for help because they are completely different things. So is it the same thing? You just go in and once you get to this, it's all the same.
If you use a PC, well,
Okay.
you're saying as far as Blackboard or, yeah, Blackboard, the core learning management system all should be the same when you access it, no
Okay.
matter where you go.
It's
But
just, it was just getting
yeah,
to it.
printing, that can be. So just want to touch base just to make sure everybody knows what is expected of you. So by Tuesday, we ask that you answer these 4 questions within the discussion board. Then by Sunday, make sure you're applying to 2 of your fellow students. And they'll be like, holy cow, that's exactly what, Netflix is my major time waster as well. But in addition to this, we want you to live what we talked about today as far as the time management tools. So in addition to completing discussion number 2, we want you to finalize the fixed elements, those fixed things. So your classes that you have, those things in your life that happen at the same time